Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.
Did you know you can only find their gear at Target? It's true, so hurry over. Love is all you need.
We have exciting news. You can now afford to have your own freeze dryer. That's right, for the first time ever, it's possible to have a freeze dryer in your home. It was invented right here in America by Harvest Right. With this new appliance, you can freeze dry your own food and it will last 25 years. Imagine freeze-drying fruit, vegetables, meat, and your own homemade meals. It's as easy to use as a microwave. Learn more about this amazing home freeze dryer at harvestright.com. Again, that's harvestright.com.
You've just joined the Prepper Broadcasting Network, where we promote self-reliance and independence. The views and opinions expressed are strictly those of the host or their guests. Visit us in the interactive chat room at prepperbroadcasting.com.
Good evening, everyone. If you're a prepper, you're in the right place at the right time. This is the Prepping Academy, skirting the globe through miles of fiber optic cable at nearly the speed of light directly to you, with your hosts Forrest and Kyle. Coming to you from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, the information you get from the show could save your life. Whether you're a veteran, beginning prepper, or just curious, there is something here meant for you.
Hello, welcome back. This is Forrest Garvin on the Prepping Academy. Hope you're having a great day. What a wonderful day to watch the sun disappear. Anyway, we'll get into that because I did travel down and watch that, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Hey, if you're on Blog Talk Radio right now and this just popped up as being live, go over to prepperbroadcastingnetwork.com. And we have a chat room. You can listen to us live over there. And if you can also call in and listen as well, or if you have questions. I'm not sure there's going to be questions tonight. A lot to cover. But the number is 347-202-0228. That's 347-202-0228. Again, probably no questions tonight because we got a lot of stuff to cover and talk about. Got some updates. Talk about my crazy summer. Talk about Carolina Preppers Network. But where have y'all been? Oh wait, that's us. Sorry, we have been missing in action. So we've had a really rough summer. In good ways, but it was a very busy summer. Had to take a few weeks off. We'll call it a few weeks. And we got an update on Kyle. We got an update on what we're going to do with conspiracy theories. So we'll get right into it. First of all, I do want to mention retreatrealty.com. John, if you're looking for land in the mountains of North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, he's your man. retreatrealty.com. He sponsors just about everything I do, so just keep him in mind if you're looking for real estate. Okay, let's talk about the crazy summer we had on here at the Prepping Academy. I've been on a world speaking tour. It seems like I've been in Raleigh, Columbia, Greensboro, somewhere out in Waynesville. I forgot the name of the city. But it's been crazy. And then on top of that, you guys remember I was putting my house up for sale. So I had to fix things in my house. People want it, I guess they want your house perfect. So I had to fix things. I paid people. I did some of the fixing myself. And boom, we sold it. And not only did we sell it, they want us to move out in 3 weeks. And that was ridiculous. We couldn't even find a house. So we sold our house. We moved out. We still hadn't found a house yet. So all our, house belongings, everything had to go into storage, which means it costs twice as much because you pay movers to take it out of your house, put it in storage, and you pay them to take it out of storage back into a new house. So we finally found a house. So during the 2 weeks that we were homeless, we were homeless. We traveled. We went to. I know I'm not asking for sympathy here, but we did travel. We went to Destin, and then my wife and kids traveled, and I had to work, and work's been killing me too. But that's a good thing. Work's been going very well. But they're asking in the chat room if they ever found the body of Kyle. No, Kyle is still alive. He is still alive. He is absolutely slammed at work. Last week he worked 72 hours, I believe, or the week before he worked 72 hours. That is crazy. I told him point blank, dude, you got to quit your job. That is crazy. Michael that is doing the Friday night show now. Oh, yeah. So I am now on Monday nights. The Prepping Academy is on Monday nights. Michael is on Friday nights. That's going to work out better for me, hopefully. And Michael, I've listened to his first show, and it was awesome. I'm like, gosh, maybe I need to quit this because he was really good. And I was really impressed Michael and his tech could be so good at the show. But we're on Monday nights now, so we've moved. Again, that's going to work out better for the Prepping Academy, and it will give Kyle a chance. Is Kyle dead? No. Is he going to come back? We're working on that. I think he wants to. I want him to. And we're working to that. He just needs a couple more weeks at work. Another question, I've gotten a lot of questions about the conspiracy theory of the week. And, Kyle will never completely die off the radio. So he might not be a regular, or he may be. We don't know yet. He is up for, I think, a promotion, and that will give him a lot more freedom. And if that happens, then he'll be a regular back on. If not, in the meantime, he just may hit or miss a couple times a month. Come on. But we're still going to do the conspiracy theory of the week. That's been such a big hit. People have, I don't know if more people have told me that they have agreed with me or they agree with Kyle. It's about, I wouldn't say it's 50-50 because most people, I think, agree with me more so than Kyle. Because Kyle's just crazy, and y'all know that. So we may record the conspiracy theory of the week, like several of them, and then play them. And that way we can get Kyle coming up with the conspiracy theory because if they don't come from Kyle, they're just not, I don't know, it's like not the same. So, again, everyone's saying he's dead. That poor guy, I have absolutely hammered him. He doesn't do Facebook. He doesn't do any social media whatsoever. I'm surprised if you were to tell him that texting was social media, he would quit texting. So I may do that. No, but anyway, the guy just is so paranoid about everything. He lives in that little world. So next thing on the list, what's the future of the Prepping Academy? Well, gosh, we're really trying to figure that out. I have many people that I've asked to come on as special guests, and they have agreed to do that. not only like I'm not talking like, you know, as a guest, like interviewing, you know, an author or, you know, having having like Jane or Rick Austin or someone like that on, or Alan Kay. I'm talking about as a co-guest. They a co-host. I've asked about 5 or 6 people. They all seem to be like the idea. If you remember, we had Travis on. Travis, I forgot his code name. Oh, Tenderfoot. We'll call it, yeah. We had him on, and his name is Tenderfoot. And I thought he did great, and he is going to come back on for sure. I like the interaction when you have someone across the table. That's the hard thing to get, is someone that committed to come to my house. And we do a show with, I mean, it's just different when you have 2 people and they're having to stumble over each other. They're having to wait for a long pause. It is just, that's difficult. And I think the dynamic of having 2 people in a room looking at each other, kind of going off each other, I think that is a better show than just me talking or 2 people talking through the internet. So, I tell everyone that this show is mediocre, and I'm trying to keep it that way. Well, we could maybe rise up a little bit, but yeah. So the future, we're going to go forward. I really enjoy doing this, even though it may be mediocre. I still enjoy doing it. We are going to continue this. With or without Kyle. We think it's going to be with Kyle. He just has to get his work in line. I know Travis is going to come on. You know, so we got several people. So don't, you know what? I've gotten so many emails. It has been mind-blowing. It's been encouraging, but so many emails saying, hey, when's your next show? Enjoy it. Miss, you know, the conspiracy theory. Hey, you know, when are you going to do this and all that? And so it's been really encouraging. And when I go and speak at some of these events, people come up and, you know, they introduce themselves and say, hey, you know, we listen to this. You know, I disagree with you on this point, or I like this point. And actually, there was one, it was really awkward. I'm not one to, I'm not trying to become famous by any means. But I think it was Raleigh. After I spoke, this lady came up to me and said, hey, my daughter wants a photo with you. And I kind of looked at her like, why? And she has a daughter. It was like, I think she was like 14. And her daughter listens to this, because we're a family-friendly, clean show, and listened to it and just, I guess, wanted a photo with me. And it was awkward. And I didn't really like it so much, but I did. I'm like, oh, sure, yeah. And I stood there and they took a photo. And in the meantime, people saw them taking a photo with me with this 14-year-old girl. And like 5 or 6 other people got in line to do the same. And I'm like, okay, no. I'm not that kind of person. I am not, I mean, sure. I mean, I did, but I don't know. That was awkward. I never looked. That was just weird. And, you know, that's not why I do this, is to become rich and famous. I do this to help other people. I do this to share my knowledge of 15, 17 years of prepping. I know I'm not the best communicator, but, you know,
Hey, let's take a quick break. Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.
I know what I know, and I don't know what I don't know, I guess. So the future of Prepping Academy is looking bright. And we're going to continue to do this for sure. As long as G-Man allows me to do it. So G-Man's been a very good trooper, letting me kind of skip some weeks, playing some replays. So I appreciate that. So one of the things I want to do is kind of give you an update because I am not just the Prepping Academy. I mean, I do so many things, and I'm not saying this by any means bragging. I run an organization called the Carolina Preppers Network, which are meetup groups in North Carolina, and I kind of want to give an update to that. And it's kind of also a shout out to people that are in a town that want to get together with other people. And so one of the things I do when I go and speak at these places, I always speak on survival groups. I'm big on survival groups. One of the things I push the most is being in a survival group. And so that's kind of what the Carolina Preppers Network helps do, is funnel people into the Carolina Preppers Network. So I want to give an update to that tonight, and where we are, where we're going with that. And also, if you're in that little town and you want to start a meetup and meet other people, there's ways that you can do it, and I'm going to kind of go over that a little bit. There's ways that maybe possibly that I can help you. So we're going to talk about that tonight a little bit. We're also going to talk about the Carolina Preppers Network annual meeting that we're putting together in, I guess, about 4 weeks. We're going to talk about that, where we should have hundreds of people. Hundreds and hundreds. We're hoping at least 200 to 300 of the Carolina Preppers. We're going to have an annual meeting. We're going to talk about that. But first, I want to talk about today. And today was a huge day. We all have a bucket list. I know some of you guys, your bucket list is, AR-15 or infrared or something. But one of the things I've always wanted to do is go see the eclipse. And so I went today. I drove 3 hours, and I was ground zero meaning I was dead center where the eclipse was going to happen. Travis and his family, Tenderfoot, met me down there. I gave him coordinates, and he found me, which was pretty cool. And so we had a bunch of people. We had, 6, 7, 8 cars. We met in this nice mowed kind of place right off the side of the road. The owner of the land came over and talked to us, and it was awesome. A couple other people found it as well, because we were out in the middle of nowhere. We were actually near the little town was St. Matthews. And if you look on the line of the eclipse, man, that was almost dead center within a mile of the center of the eclipse. And so we went out there. So this is a bucket list item. Always wanted to see it. Planned for the whole family to go. And then last night, my wife and kids were like, not sure we want to go. I'm like, what? I should have made them, but I didn't, because, a long day being, I don't know. So I went without them. We went down there, and all of a sudden the eclipse, not very dramatic. All of a sudden the sun started disappearing using your little special glasses. And it started disappearing. You could see it. It started looking like a Pac-Man. And all that was awesome. And that's what everyone in America saw, unless they were in line. And then all of a sudden, boom, you see what they call the diamond. And it looks like a diamond ring. And the sun disappears. And all you see is a ring up there. Everything gets dark. It was eerie. It was weird. It looked like a sunset, 360 around the horizon, which was awesome. I was taking live video on Facebook, putting it up there, and I was in awe. I'm like, this is really cool. Oh, the temperature dropped. We were guessing 10 degrees. I don't know. It it was dramatic, and the wind started blowing. We're not sure if the wind blowing had anything to do with that. I wouldn't think it would. Maybe, I'm not sure, but the wind started blowing a little bit more, and it was awesome. It was absolutely amazing. And I had a total eclipse in St. Matthews for 2 minutes and 35 seconds. That's a long time. And it was like everything in front of you was kind of dark, but yet on the horizon you could see things. And we saw the planets were up there. It was really cool. I'm just saying, if you didn't go, that's a shame. That's a once-in-a-lifetime event. It was, I saw on TV where people cried. I didn't cry, okay? But we had music queued and we forgot about it. I mean, we had all the different songs about moon and the sun queued. We were going to play. We forgot about it. But we had kids running around. It was really cool. And it was worth the 3-hour drive there. And it took me about 3 hours it took me 2 hours and 40 minutes to get there to St. Matthews, South Carolina. And it took me 3 hours to get back, which I was happy with that. That was not bad. It was really cool. I got some sun, so it helps my little suntan going. But if anyone else in the chat room, if you guys saw that, let me know. It was just crazy. Kyle would be sitting across the table going, well, Forrest, that really wasn't the moon, because you couldn't see it until you couldn't see the moon in the sky until the actual started blocking the sun. He would say that it was something else. I'm sure some conspiracy theory. Another cool thing I saw on the nightly news was the International Space Station passed through you had the sun, you had the moon, and the International Space Station passed through. And on the nightly news, you could see it. I don't think you could see it with the naked eye. I'm not sure if you could or not, but that was pretty cool. You could actually, in a little dot, went across the screen. Look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's some other videos of it. But that was pretty cool. But we couldn't see that. I did laugh today when I heard that Donald Trump looked up at the sun once, and I think his Secret Service told him, no, you got to put glasses on. So that, I don't know if that's real, but that is kind of funny. I mean, today at one point, I had a baseball cap on, and I remember looking just underneath the sun with the bill of my hat blocking the sun, and I remember seeing a star there, which was pretty cool. So, but anyway, zooming up to see more, yeah. So anyway, that was my experience today. That was I think in 7 years it's going to happen again, and I'm going to make plans right now. Oh yeah, make your reservations now, because some of them hotel rooms, Best Western was like $700 down in the area. That was crazy. Yep, 2024 is the next one. I think someone said it goes from Mexico to Maine. Not sure where it's going to go, and I'm going to have to look that up. But I'll forget about it for about about 6 years, and I'll be reminded on the 7th year. Oh, there's an eclipse coming. So anyway, that was my day. Sorry if I bored you on that, but that was so cool. It's so cool I had to talk about it. So one of the things we're going to do. What time is it? It's 9. Okay, we got some more time. I'm going to start talking about the prepping, the Carolina Preppers Network, and where that is going and what's going on there, and about survival groups. Yeah, Mexico to Maine. They're confirming it in the chat room. Man, this chat room is awesome. These people know everything. So, so 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, no, 4.5 years ago, I started a thing called the Carolina Preppers Network, if you haven't heard me talk about it before. So what it was, the first meeting was me putting a meetup site on meetup.com for preppers in Charlotte, North Carolina, saying, hey, let's meet. The first meeting, we had 6 people. the first meeting was really weird and awkward. I didn't know any of these people. Some of them looked strange. I was afraid they were all going to be gun nuts. But it went really good, and we had a second meeting, and it continued. And so last year, when we first started it's almost a year ago to the date, we started talking about the Carolina Preppers Network as we started the Prepping Academy radio show. And last year, this time, we had 1,800 members in 7 cities in the Carolinas. 1,800 members. Now, not all of them are active, but there are people that join their meetup that we send emails to, that they get invited to come. But we had 1,800 members, 7 cities throughout the Carolinas. 1 year later, we have 4,400 members in 14 cities. We're adding a new city to be named, but we're currently in 13. 14 in about a week, we're going to be adding one. And I'm going to not reveal that because I still got to talk, work out some details. It's the only city in the Carolinas that has a meetup of preppers that aren't a part of the Carolina Preppers Network. So we're still working with that, working through that. But so we have 4,400 members. That is huge. That is awesome. Now, again, not all these are active, and that's true with any meetup. People just sign. You got the highly interested, which that's the 4,400. Or excuse me, you got the highly interested or the 4,400 members, but then you got the highly motivated, and they're the ones that come and get involved. And so we have a new website, and we're getting ready to roll out even a newer website because I like the way that the current Carolina Preppers Network.com site looks, but it's not very functional, and it's hard to add a new city. So we're in the process of redoing it. But so some of the things that we've done since the last time we talked about this a year ago is the Carolina Preppers Network. We have an emergency app. So check this out. Now, this is so high tech it blows my mind. You can install an app on your phone, and if there's an emergency or a situation, let's say in Asheville, North Carolina, all the Asheville people that have signed up on the app that are users, we can send them a message immediately on their phone like it's a notification, and they get it immediately within a second. There was actually an escaped prisoner in the Asheville area running around. He ended up getting caught less than a mile from our Asheville leader's house. So we sent, alerts going, hey, there's, last seen on this road, and the people in Asheville were getting this alert. Well, we had one of our cities, Mooresville, had a gunman with a bomb downtown Mooresville. I mean, don't you think that's important to know? And so we sent it to the Mooresville people. No one else, just the people that signed up to get alerts from Mooresville. Well, then we can send it to everyone as well. So we can send an alert to everyone. The last time we sent an alert to everyone, I don't know what our last alert was, actually. I'm going to pull it up on my phone because I can't remember. I know we sent one when I was speaking at Heritage Life Skills. We sent one about Amron communication level went to level 3. And you can go to Amron, AMRRON, and read about their level 3. But I sent one. I sent one to all the people that signed up that Amron thought conditions were at a point that you needed to start to harden some of your communication electronic equipment. So I sent that alert to everyone. But the idea is if there's something going on, we're going to try to get that information out to the preppers in the Carolinas. Why do I say this? Why do I bring this up if you're in Montana? Why am I telling you this? Well, again, everything I do in the Carolina Preppers Network, I'm hoping other people will duplicate in other states. And so imagine if you have your little prepping team, or you know of several prepping groups around you, that y'all can put this app together and use it and to communicate with each other. Sure, it's an app. Sure, it uses the internet. Uses the lowest common denominator on the internet, though. It uses just plain data. It doesn't use. You're not using a cell phone. You're not using email or text messaging where these servers could get bogged down. But it's quick. So one of the things I do is I monitor many news services, like Alerts USA. I get, I put some, went into Google and put some catchphrases that if something like that comes up, it will immediately let me know. And so I monitor the news so I can get this information out to our members. The best thing about this app, it is 100% free. The worst thing about this app, it's kind of hard to implement and it's hard to join. But I'm not sure if you heard me. I said it was free. Free is good. And so if you go to the CarolinaPreppersNetwork.com, you will see there'll be a drop-down box that you can actually read step by step how to install this app. And if you don't do it step by step, you're not going to do it properly. But if you go to the website, it's under Get Connected. It says Emergency App. You can click on that, and it's actually just an image, big image. It tells you step by step on how to download it and get it in your phone. Now, if you're in Montana, if you want alerts for Asheville, sure. It doesn't cost me anything for you to join. You can't communicate back to me, so it's mostly where our leadership team, can get information to you. If you want to sign up to follow Raleigh, I don't care. The information is for people in Raleigh or the Carolina in our network. There's nothing secret. And so, but you can take this app, and if you you got to be a little bit computer literate to understand what I did. Is I took an app that is built for athletic directors of schools. So let's say that I'm the athletic director for a high school, ABC. Well, I have many coaches at my high school that coaches different sports. So imagine my basketball coach, and then he has players on the team. So they can sign up. I can put him as my basketball coach, and then he can have team members, his basketball team. Well, all I did was say, instead of that being a basketball coach, that's going to be my Asheville leader, and the people that signed up for Asheville are going to be players. Now, you would never see players or coaches or anything like that. It's completely hidden. So as the athletic director, I can send information just to the basketball team / Asheville. Also, my Asheville leader can also send messages just to his team or his members in the Asheville area. That's all I've done. It takes some work, but it's easy and it's free. Now, when I say free, there are ads that can pop up and will pop up, but you can, for I think it's $300, you can put your own ads up, or for $300 take all the ads off. So I have sponsors. I went to my sponsors and they gladly gave me money to cover the cost to get the ads off. So anyway, that's our app. If you go to, like I said, CarolinaPreppersNetwork.com and click on Get Connected, and there's a drop-down box that says Emergency App. Now, currently, if you're on a mobile device, it's kind of hard to pull that down and do that. There's some coding errors, and that's why we're reformatting our site. So anyway, that's pretty cool. Check it out. And if you want to, you can join. Won't bother me wherever you are, because you're just literally a listener. You're a user. You're not going to be able to communicate to anyone on that. So so check that out. So when we get back from the break, we're going to talk about some of the other communication things we're doing within the Carolina Preppers Network. And again, I tell this stuff so you can help do this in your area. And so, hey, G-Man, let's go to commercial. We'll be right back.
The Prepping Academy with Forrest and Kyle. We'll be right back.
Do you have the ultimate wood-burning collapsible survival and camping stove? Stop looking. The Under 6 Elite Survival Stove by SurvivalStoveworks.com can cook a meal in under 6 minutes with just a few twigs and sticks and without all the smoke and black soot. The Under 6 Elite weighs under 6 pounds and can be assembled in under 1 minute. This survival stove is made in the USA by patriots and preppers like you with high-quality steel. The Under 6 Elite Stove with all the extras is also easy to store and transport in its own carrying case. It's on sale now with free shipping. See it in action and get yours now at SurvivalStoveworks.com. That's SurvivalStoveworks.com.
Hi, Joe Alton, MD here of the survival medicine website doomandbloom.net. Have you experienced the joy that comes with helping the elderly? Well, Naked Old Man, that's me, very happy, and your family medically prepared by getting a copy of the Survival Medicine Handbook, the essential guide for when help is not on the way. It's got the information you'll need to stay healthy in tough times, and best of all, it's written in plain English. Make the Survival Medicine Handbook a part of your library by going to doomandbloom.net. You'll be glad you did.
Do not buy emergency food until you compare Legacy Food Storage. You already know you need an emergency food supply. Legacy wants to ensure that you get higher quality, longer shelf life, better tasting non-GMO freeze-dried food. And Legacy gives you up to double food for your money. There's a huge secret our competitors don't want you to know. Never compare food storage based on cost per serving, because serving sizes vary. Compare based on the weight of the food. Legacy gives up to double the food for your budget. Visit LegacyFoodStorage.com. That's LegacyFoodStorage.com. Use coupon code PREPPER to save 15% on your order.
Back to the show, the Prepping Academy with Forrest and Kyle.
Wow, I was just listening to our sponsors there that G-Man has got for us, but one was Legacy Food. Now, I love Legacy Food. Legacy Food is absolutely the best storage, freeze-dried food you can buy on the market. Go watch the videos. Don't look at the prices and go, well, all these other ones are so cheaper than Legacy. You get twice the serving size of Legacy and more calories. Do your homework. The reason how I found this out, because I just don't go and research food to find out what's the best food. But in my survival group, we wanted to buy some freeze-dried food. And so we actually got a team. One was a nutrition, and the other one was an accounting person. And they did the research, and they brought the information back to the team, and they said, hey, we looked at all. They looked at I think 8 or 9. They even looked at Jim Baker. I mean, Jim Baker, y'all know, has a show on TV and all this, but they looked at his, and I'm like, what? But anyway, they came back, and they said, hey, for the price per pound, price per calorie, we recommend Legacy. And so, I'm glad G-Man has them as a sponsor, because they absolutely, and so that's the food that we started purchasing for our survival group. And then they had Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy. If you do not have their book, you are missing some essential items for your for your preps. And let me tell you the reason why. One of the biggest reasons, there's many reasons because that book is so good, but a lot of preppers have antibiotics, fish antibiotics, and they buy them so that if, the grid goes down, something happens, they can give it to their wife or kid or to themselves because they have an infection. Well, we are not doctors. You just can't read what's on the side of the fish mocks. It will tell you how much to give fish. It will not tell you how much to give a 13-year-old kid or an adult or a 6-year-old kid. Well, in their book, I think it's called The Survival Handbook of Medicine by Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy, they tell you, they break it out, each one of the antibiotics, and they tell you, okay, this antibiotic, fish mox, is for this, this, and this, and this. And if you're an adult of 13 years old or older, take this much for this amount of days. If you don't have that book, it's going to be hard for you to know some of this stuff. But the book is just awesome. They are awesome people. I've had them on the show. You can go back and listen to them. I want to go out and eat with them because it's my turn to buy this time, and I haven't seen them. Gosh, it's been several months since I've seen them. I've texted them several times, but anyway, yeah, that's a good book. Go buy their book. So we were talking about the Carolina Preppers Network and where it is today compared to where it was a year when we started the radio show. One of the other things I wanted to communication is key. Communication, you can't live off communication, but communications can save your life. There's a statement, what you don't know can kill you. That's a very true statement. What you don't know can kill you. And so communication's key. That is, if you're a prepper, I'm going to say this, you've got to get your ham license, period, the end. You've got to get it. Done. You've got to do it. Put it down. It has to be high on your priority list. Now, I'm not saying to become a ham nerd or a techno geek and all you do is get into ham stuff, but you've got to learn. All us preppers, we have these Belfang radios, and I would say 90% of preppers don't know how to use a Belfang radio. There'll be a day that the grid will go down and people will get their Belfang radio out and they'll turn it on and they'll find a channel and they're listening to it. And they want to call them and they hit the transmit button and the other station does not hear them. And the other station will never hear them unless your radio's set up. So you can receive, but you might not be able to transmit to them. And if you don't know how to set that up, you're screwed. It's just a radio. A listening device is all that it would be. So you've got to minimum get your technician's license. I have my technician's license. I've been motivated, and I'm going to, this winter, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get my next license. That would be general, I think. Not sure. But I'm going to go out and I need to get it. That way I can talk on HF radio. Now, also, not only do you need to get your technician's license, your license, when you get your license, that doesn't mean you know everything there is to know about a radio. What it means is you can pass a test. Your technician's license is a license to learn. It's not a license to know. And I know some ham people may argue against me on this, but on the test, you really learn the questions and answers. You memorize. You're not learning, you're memorizing. And so there's 436 questions or so, and like 35 on a test, and you got to hit 70%. All you got to do is memorize it. But ham operators will not train you and teach you until you're licensed. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So you need to go out and get your tech license. If you go to the Carolina Preppers Network, there's a link on the Get Connected called CPN Forums. And if you're in the Carolinas area, we don't really check it. It's hard to verify where people are from. I put a whole plan. There's a forum, and you can go there into our forums, and I put a whole plan on how I studied and passed the test. I studied 7 nights, 1 hour a night for 7 nights, so it's 7 hours. On the 7th night, I took a test on all the questions and did great. And then I took the test the next morning and made 100%. That's 7 hours of my life, and it took 7 hours. Now, I'm a little slow, so I would think that some of you guys can do it faster than that. But I put together a plan so you can go by in 7 nights. You can pass the test for an hour. So anyway, with that said, we have watched Amron put together this communication net throughout the United States and actually beyond now. And it is a way to communicate to all the preppers. And it's more than that, but so we actually have a 80-meter net and we have 20-meter nets. And so what the goal is on this is to be able to communicate to all the preppers in the Carolinas. So we have the 80-meter net is broadcast out of Asheville. And if you're in the Carolinas and Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, and many other, and even Missouri, people have been catching this from many different places. You can tune in your HF radio and check in and say, hey, I'm here. I want to check in. And we're testing our communications. So you can also listen to this through your shortwave radio. So through your shortwave radio, you can pick this up and listen. So let's say we had some incredible information we need to get out to everyone in the Carolinas or all preppers. We can get on the 80-meter net at a certain time every night and transmit. And if that one frequency is taken, we can go to another frequency. And we can get this information out to people that can receive using their shortwave or our HF net people, and they can write the information down. Then we can go to a 2-meter net where they can transmit locally to all the preppers within an area. And if the repeaters are up, then, I know we have a repeater in Charlotte that can go 45 miles circle around Charlotte. And everyone can talk. We can all talk to each other. We can get that information out. That's what we're using for our 2-meter net. So we're getting all this information. This is how we're going to communicate when the grid goes down. You can go to, again, the Carolina Preppers Network, and you can kind of see that's CPN Comms. It's not the best formatted information, but all the information's there. Our CPN Asheville guy is our comms guy for all the Carolina Preppers Network. And I think he even there's ways you can communicate with him if you have questions. But anyway, go check that out. Again, it's CarolinaPreppersNetwork.com, and it's under CPN Comms. Okay, so we've been talking about all this Carolina Preppers Network. So one of the things, because I know that everyone listens to this, you wouldn't believe the variety and where people listen to this podcast. We have people from England, Canada, Egypt. You wouldn't believe the different places that actually are downloading the podcast, which is pretty cool. But one of the things is I always harp on is you got to be in a group. And one of the statements I always make is if you're not in a group, you're going to die. Because I don't care what you have. if you don't have enough people to protect it, it's going to be taken from you. So I suggest you find a group. The best way to find a group is look to your family and friends. Then once you get a laugh out of that, because not many family and friends are in this so much, then a good way is to start a meetup and go meet other like-minded people in a restaurant, having a burger together, and then meet them over time and get to know them. And you don't have to be the genius to create this. All you have to do is be the facilitator. And, that's how we have cities that are popping up in the Carolinas all the time because people go, I need to meet someone in Boone, North Carolina. And I'm like, well, start a group. And they go, okay, I will. And so I help them. I walk them through the steps. I actually pay all the money that's involved with a meetup. And boom, now we got a Boone group, a meetup group in Boone that are meeting, talking about prepping. A good way to meet people. But if you need, one of the things I want to do, if you need help, I've talked to many people that have called me, and I've walked them through how I've done the Carolina Preppers Network. We are currently getting it in paper format because we want to be able to share that. It's nothing new. I mean, I haven't created something that is confidential or hasn't been done before. It's just that, but I think some of the information and some of the things that I've learned, I can help you do that. We have a gentleman out of in South Carolina, and he actually does the Friday night show here on Prepper Broadcasting. I asked him, hey, would you start one in your area? And he's like, how would I do that? How would that work? And he's in the chat room right now, and it's Michael. He does the Friday night radio show now, and he started one in South Carolina, and so now he is a leader in South Carolina. And he started one, and now he's all famous and everything by doing the Friday nights show on the Prepper Broadcasting Network. So. But yeah, so that's how Mike got in. Mike's been a prepper for years, but that's how he became my Columbia leader. And so same with Myrtle Beach, same with all these different cities. But if you need help, go to Carolina Preppers Network. There's a link up at the top. It says contact. Send me an email, and I'll probably call you, and we'll talk through how to do that. I bet I've helped at least 15 to 20 cities do that now. And but anyway, I hope that's an update. Next week, it's not going to be an update. We're going to actually have information that you can use to save your life, to save your friends' lives, to prep. So one of the other questions I got big time is everyone asks what my most popular show has been, and I'm not sure I've looked at that lately, but the one that I like, there's two that I like the most. One of them is when we did the predictions, because so far I think all my predictions are right on and Kyle's are completely wrong, which that just warms my heart. And so I like the prediction show for 2017. I also like the show that we did, and this is pretty popular, about how to speak to your family and friends about prepping. And I refer people to that show probably more than any other show, just for the fact that it's I think there's some good information there that Kyle and I shared. So anyway, it's kind of an update. I hope you guys will stick with us as we are kicking this off, and thanks for sticking with us. It's kind of like winding things back up, getting back in the planning. And a lot of you guys, I don't know if you know this, and I know Michael knows this, and everyone does a podcast. There's a lot of planning to do this. And so tonight I'm like, G-Man's like, Forrest, we got to get you back on, And I'm like, okay. I knew there was going to be no Kyle, and I'm like, what can I talk about? And I just wanted to kind of just give a general update. Again, and then next week, there'll be some planning. We'll put together, a mediocre show with some great content. And people's like, don't say that. Don't sell yourself out. I'm like, to me, someone great in radio is Rush Limbaugh, and anything below Rush or Hannity or some of the people that I follow, it's just mediocre. So I don't know. But we do our best. We have fun at it. I think next week we're going to have Tenderfoot is going to be here. At least that's the plans. And don't know the subject yet. We'll talk this week. We were together all day today. You'd think we would have talked about it, but we didn't. But yeah, we look forward to Monday nights. That's going to be every Monday night live on PrepperBroadcasting.com. So if you're listening to it by a podcast, you can listen to it now. And that's not Friday nights, it's Monday nights now. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be live. You can jump in the chat room. Our chat room is pretty active, and I guess everybody's falling asleep now, or there's still people there. But we're going to get the chat room back hopping. So join us. You can listen live, or you can go to iTunes and catch us, Prepping Academy, and just subscribe, and then leave us some feedback, good feedback on Apple or Google Play or however you listen, SoundCloud, however you listen to it. So, well, guys, I'm going to end the show. We're about 2 minutes early, but this is for me to get back into this, to get the Prepping Academy started again. Join us next week. We'll be live. And if you got any comments or questions, send them to me. I appreciate you guys, all the support, all the emails that I've gotten, all the comments at the shows. So we will see you guys again next week. And till then, y'all be careful. Good night.
Thanks so much for listening to the Prepping Academy with your hosts, Forrest and Kyle, live on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Prepper Broadcast Network at PrepperBroadcasting.com. We'll catch you next time on the Prepping Academy.
Today's broadcast has come to you through the courtesy of the Prepper Broadcasting Network. See our hosts, show schedules, archived programs, and more at PrepperBroadcasting.com. Thanks for listening.
Take your prepping plans and survival skills to the next level. Go to survivalsullivan.com to find a treasure of no-fluff prepping information on wilderness and urban survival, stockpiling, and much more. Everything you need to protect yourself and your loved ones. Go to survivalsullivan.com now.
You've heard of the phrase move mountains. Well, maybe it's time for the mountains to move you. When you visit Pigeon Forge, you can experience it all. The Great Smoky Mountains, the Titanic Museum, the Big Wheel, Dollywood's new Dropline ride, dozens of shows, and more. Whether you shop, dine, go to shows, visit attractions, or just take in the amazing views, Pigeon Forge has hundreds of ways to move you. Start planning to make memories for years to come at mypigeonforge.com.
All you need is love. We love the beat bugs. And Target is the only place you can find them and all their gear. Come join the fun and jam with us. Love is all you need.
Has your data been hacked? Do you feel uneasy about the vulnerability of your personal information online? Were you involved in the Target, LinkedIn, or Microsoft data leaks? Don't know? If not, then pay attention. Join Forrest Garvin from PrepperNet for a free webinar on privacy and security. Gain insights into safe internet browsing, VPNs, crafting online aliases, secure emails, detecting if your data has been hacked, and managing passwords. Secure your spot today for this webinar on privacy and security. It's free. This webinar delves into comprehensive strategies for bolstering your online privacy. We've got you covered, from fortifying your passwords to shielding your financial information and mastering state-of-the-art encryption techniques. We're offering 2 convenient dates to suit your schedule. Reserve your spot now at preppernet.com/privacy. Don't let cyber threats erode your peace of mind any longer. Take the first step toward a safer, more secure online experience by joining us for our free webinar. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to safeguarding your privacy. Sign up now at preppernet.com/privacy. We'll see you there.